Alright. Wait, hold on. Mic check first. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, it's a little quiet today, so let me bump that up a little bit. Hold on, they have like the funniest faction names for this one. Oh, why? That all got undone too. What the hell? Send in Goat Team 6 now. Hold on. I don't know why, but OBS purged all of my settings, so I have to redo it all real quick. Alright, if you guys refresh, you should see the proper stuff now. I have no idea why that happened. There we go. Alright. I think everything should be good now. There we go. Yeah, no, it reverted back to yesterday's, even though I said it this, not this morning, but like half an hour ago. That was weird, but should be good now. Rome, thanks for the 9-month resub, buddy. I hope you keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. But, guys, we have a meme PvP mission tonight for OFCRA. Let me get a player count. Usually the meme ops aren't as popular, but it's still over 100 people. 112 people. That's going to probably swell up to, I want to say, 120 at most, compared to, OFCRA. We see them at 150, 160 range, but it's a meme op, so that's how things go. Good God. There's a lot of stuff written here today. That is funny. And then there's an Op4 teleporter. Anyway, this is meant to be a meme op corporal war between Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk. Zuckerberg on Blue 4, Elon Musk on Op4, which is why Blue 4 are called Zucker troops and Op4 are called Muskrats. Anyway. Sweden, 2045. It's the future, and the technocrats from Silicon Valley have have succeeded in forcing everyone into the Metaverse, grift, and having built the machine that blurs the lines between the virtual and the real world, making it so that every living being has to pay monthly fees to be allowed basic human tasks such as breathing TM, walking TM, and breathing register. Wars TM are also fought differently. Hold on. Why did that not refresh? There we go. Music broke. Now it's unbroken. Wars TM are also fought differently now because the machine TM, teleportation device, the Metaport TM, have become real, allowing people and soldiers to instantaneously move to a pre-mapped location. I know what that ping sound is. Great. Hold on. I gotta shut that off. One of the issues about streaming so many things is that stuff gets thrown around and I have to deal with all this extra bullshit every stream. No. What? Wait, it says the sound bites are off, and I swear to God I just heard a DayZ server ping. Am I losing my sanity again? Not one of these days where I can't even tell what reality is. I guess that makes sense because this is a virtual thingamajig, but it's fine. Anyway, where was I in this? Instantaneously moved to a pre-map location, despite what most technocratic-controlled media says. The Metaport is, however, very dangerous and can only be tackled when wearing a special VR TM suit TM. The large quantities of radiation remains incredibly dangerous, even when wearing a VR TM suit TM. So who knows what kind of exotic... What? exotic kinds of genetic diseases anyone using it and their offspring, if rich enough, will have to live with it. All right, basically this is just a meme op. That's part of the breakdown. Let's actually get to some of the objectives here and talk about the AO. So get a stronger foothold within the city. So whoever controls the purple zone by the 50-minute mark, you have to have a 10-player advantage, though, to get it, but that is worth 5 points. Then whoever has control of the red zone at the 70-minute mark with a 5-player advantage gets 3 points. And then the yellow zone is a 1-player advantage that is cashed in at the end of the game. That is worth 2 points. And then both sides have a 3-point supremacy objective, which is worth 3 points if they can knock their opponent out to 10 players or less. Also marked on the map, we have a bunch of collapsed bridges. There's a bunch of boats and other vehicles to grab in the AO in case people get lost. But otherwise, we have MRAPs listed here and some 1240s. Okay, so this is just meant to be a massive joke. Looks like Op4 and Blue4 can deploy into anywhere in these zones. Let's go ahead and look at the teleporter rules. All right, explanation for the teleporter. Only squad leaders can interact with the teleporter. Upon interacting with the teleporter, the squad leader will be prompted with a pad, letting him write out the coordinates. Coordinates are in the same format. It's the GPS XXXYYY. So if you want to teleport to grid 190106, you simply type 190106 with no space. When pressing enter, you'll be teleported to the selected grid square as long as it is within your mapped out zone. So for blue, it's this area. For red, it's that area. When pressing, I said that one, you, together with everyone else inside the teleporter, the inner circle, will be teleported at a random spot near the middle of the grid square, scattered inside of a 15-meter radius circle. And then we have an asterisk here. The randomly selected spot will be used to check if you're inside a valid zone. So when choosing an edge grid square, you might be rejected because of RNG. Fair. So basically, teleport your forces. We've got some neutral vehicles here that you can take, and then you have to basically get over here. However, there are some collapsed bridges, so it looks like there's some positions where, I guess, Blue 4 are going to have to use this light area here to cross over. Op 4 will have to use this, or they teleport over here to grab these boats and then utilize those boats and these civilian vehicles to then move into that area. But with the bridges up, we'll see how surfaced these areas are over here, if there's going to be any way for vehicles to cross them. But it's a race to whoever can control that neutral zone. So I like this. This is basically a neutral sector operation with some optional vehicles to also take. I mean, things could go either way. This will mainly just be a massive infantry fight. We'll just have to see how things go. You have to restart me. There was a subscription. What? I don't know what that ping noise was. Again, maybe I am losing my sanity. Who knows? Otherwise, hope you're all doing A-okay. We have 2 streams today that are planned. This and then the POG mission. POG mission has been submitted. I really, really, really want to do some dev streaming tonight. Just to front log a bunch of mission files, and then we'll go from there. Someone donated. Is that why it played the DayZ ping sound? But it's a separate system. Like, that's so weird. If someone did, I apologize for not catching it. I was too busy, I guess, losing my sanity. Let me check. If I go into the activity log. Derrite saying, well, yeah, $1 for the troops. Why did it play the DayZ ping sound, though? That's in a completely separate system. That is so weird. Here, let me see if I can replay it. Yeah, why is that playing? Why is that broken, too? It's a black box instead of our standard... Right, I don't know. I don't know. That's a weird one. Darnite, thanks for the $1, though. I appreciate it, man. And if you're playing in today's operation, I do hope you enjoy it. Sorry, you, what you did just somehow broke my entire channel framework on Twitch. I'll just add that to the shit I gotta go look over because I have no idea what the hell happened. Congo question. We have a Q&A channel, Penguin. Why don't you just ask in there? But since we have a second... If I buy an M16A1, does that include the Colt 6.2 version? Does it say any variant, Penguin? If it says, if it's any variant, then it's any variant. If it doesn't say any variant, then it's whatever the word for an M16A1 is. Yeah, okay, so whatever literally verbatim says M16A1 is what you get. That's it. So no LSW variant, just literally whatever gun says M16A1. Similar to Charlotte's campaign of there's a bunch of guns that are the same, but they're either specifically listed by a certain mod or it's the very specific name. Why are the muskrats so low? What do you mean? Oh, in terms of donations? I don't freaking know. People are betting on Blue 4. Also, I'd assume people's personal politics are going to play a part in who they bet on, so... C'est la vie. He did? Then why is he asking me in here, too? But either way, I mean, this is just going to be a mission. It's going to be a rush. Whoever can rush into the AO first is going to win. Beyond that, it's OFCRA, though, so they're very cautious in their rushes, so it's really just going to depend. But we'll see if they're able to actually get into here and utilize any of the vehicles in there. I'm curious to see what MRAP types we have, and whoever gets to the M240 VIX as well. But otherwise, there we go. That is the sound of everyone moving on TeamSpeak. I want to locally mute myself so we don't hear the dead, because that is a bug again. Oh, speaking of bugs, 3 didn't update today and was absolutely screwing over some of my mission dev. It was the funniest thing. But anyway, let's go ahead and have a look at the sides here. So Op4, so they literally have VR suits and basic helmets. We've got RCOs on, what is that, AK-12s? We have some grip pods in play as well. We got some telescopic ladders. Interesting. But we've got some chest rigs, some VSSs. Wow, no, good stuff here. But here we can see their entire loadout. So we got a bunch of telescopic ladders. I'm seeing very minimal amounts of AT, but otherwise it's all like very similar guns and gear. We got some GP25 Grenadier systems on some of these AKs. I guess the VSSs are short-range marksman rifles. And their leadership is geared with a beret. Interesting. We also have some static backpacks, so I'm wondering if that'll create machine gun turrets or what. We got some RPG-26s on these guys as well. And it appears that is it. All right, let's go ahead and look over at Blue 4. Blue 4 is, I'm assuming, going to be the blue with white. Yeah. So PID should be super easy today. But it appears to be an M4-based platform with RCOs, suppressors. All right. I'm assuming, so M72 laws, they also have some backpacks for some statics and then some telescopic ladders. I'm curious what their marksman rifles. We got some guys with drum mags for their ARs. They just don't have scopes for them. They just have red dots. So I guess that's their unique weapon. Instead of a VSS, they have C-Mags. Compared to the VSS, which is a marksman rifle, but not really a marksman rifle, it's a short-range marksman rifle. It's a, you know, a suppressed cheeky-breaky rifle, for lack of a better term. But otherwise, then you have the teleporter, which... So I guess they go in here, the squad leader selects a position, and then they just teleport anywhere in their blue zone. Go ahead and look at the boat choices here. So we've got RHIBs in play. Those can carry about 8 people each on both sides, or even color-coded based off of the side. That's interesting. And then we've got some MRAPs in play. One has blue, so I'm assuming blue ammo means the 5.56 mags. Red ammo means the 7.62 by... No, I'm pretty sure it's 5.45. And then we've got 2 M240 vehicles right here that are up for grabs for either side. One with a roof, one without. And then the standard civilian vehicles are these, wow, multiple 4-man SUVs. That's cute. We got some transport trucks intermingled with some of those 4-man SUVs as well. And then I assume in here we got some transport trucks. All right. And then they got some more general transport. I'm not sure if they can fit people in the back. No, wait, they've got bench seating, so yes, they could. So this is literally just teleport over. We'll probably see both sides put teleportations right here, rush over. Vehicles will probably rush over. I want to see. All right, yeah, so this is vehicle crossable. they used Deformer to basically lift all this terrain up, and then they collapsed the bridges. Interesting. And we see that on both sides. So this creates a natural choke point. But I don't think either team is going to be in a position... Well, I guess this is the trade-off. So if one side goes back and takes their vehicles and immediately starts driving into the AO, I guess the theory is they should be able to get into this AO before Op4 or their opponent can spawn infantry in and try to rush over to create a blocking position on their opponent. And then you always have the boat route, which can allow for 16 troops to get to the other side. So this is a very balanced and tricky AO. I'm going to be perfectly honest. Plus, I mean, technically both sides could swim. It would take them maybe 20 to 30 minutes, but I mean, both sides could technically just swim for it. I'd say more so Blue 4 have an easier time with that because they can swim up to here and then walk in. Op 4, they don't really have a close way to do it, but they could also just ferry boats. Like, they could have a bunch of forces drive over here and then boat ferry their people over. So there's a way for both sides to circumvent any blockades that their opponents put in. Let me tab out and give a final number count for this round. It's about 115, so about 57 versus 57. No number advantage, I'd assume, for either side. Looking at the leadership here, Blue 4 is going to be commanded by Kevin. Op 4 is going to be commanded by Depso. Depso makes some very interesting plans sometime. Kevin is more conservative, I would say. But beyond that, I mean, Op 4 do have... So they do have auto rifleman. I want to see what they have. I think they have the stacked 60-round mag right there. So that's for their auto rifle. And then we see some PKPs in play as well. But the rest of them have the 60-rounders. And then I'm trying to look to see if I see the marksman. I mean, then again, the marksman rifle doesn't really matter because everyone has RCOs except for machine gunners. And then even the auto riflemen here have that standard red dot, so it's pretty well uniformed here. And then for Blue 4, we just have C-mags with holographic sights on their weapons. And then these guys have looks to be a mini-me of some sort, or that might be the MG4. I think the MG4 is the German 249 slash mini-me variant, because that does appear to be 5.56 type ammo. Okay, and then we have an ammo. Wow. A Mark 11 with an MOS scope. I'm going to be honest, that can completely outrange the VSS. So I feel like Op 4 should have gotten a bit of a better marksman rifle, but let me look around here just to see if we have anything different here. I'm not seeing it. Because again, all I saw were VSSs. You got to remember, VSSs, they have a drop-off range of about like 300 meters, then the sight will seriously start to go down. I'm not sure if they changed the gun's ballistics in their own mod to potentially fix that. But that is always something to consider. Looks like they're actually organizing themselves by color, too, because they're going to have to teleport their groups one at a time. So both sides are going to have a bottleneck on where they can teleport and what they decide to teleport first. So you already have people waiting here at the 30-second mark. Looks like they're also trying to do a device, a color scheme. I don't know how quickly they can make the teleporter work, but there's going to be a choice here on both sides to see where they teleport forces to. I'd imagine the first groups are going to go right on the border here. Probably like into that grid square for Op 4, and then Blue 4, the closest grid square, would probably be like right here, right here. Because you don't want to risk misfiring the teleporter and then giving an error, and then giving your opponent those extra 10 to 20 seconds to run into the AO. And then I'd imagine further squads are probably going to be teleported back over to, like, the boats. You'll have, like, a solid teleport right here. Maybe they'll go in the water. But here we go. Mission has started, and Blue 4 just teleported their first group in. They went right for the boats immediately. Wow. Where did Op 4 go? Op 4 went right on the border edge like I predicted. And look at the amount of people they shoved in the teleporter to make that go. That's awesome. Now they got everyone running into here. Let's see that teleporter in action again. That's pretty damn cool. Someone got rid of that 200k, yeah. But there's the teleporter going for these guys. And that is going on their boat spawn as well. So both sides have identified they really need to utilize those RHIBs if they want to get forces into the zone very quickly. Blue 4 teleporting another group of forces here. And it's going for their backline vehicles here. Specifically that vehicle marker, which is over here. It's 2 Hiluxes, which I think you can fit like maybe 10 guys on. But now they got to look around to try to find it because it is tucked away. Op4, meanwhile, putting a lot of guys down here to basically push units forward. I'm going to be honest, we see 2 very different strategies, one being Blue 4's more conservative strategy, which I did say Kevin is more of a conservative player when it comes to pushing his units out, and then Depso is definitely more of a risk taker. So that is why you're seeing Depso putting a lot of his guys in front, and they're already going to make it to those 2410s. But Blue 4's boats already deploying. They're going to go right to the AO, maybe land on the northern side into here. I'm not sure if we'll see any ferry, and the rest of these guys might just try to drive in. But Op4 could very well try to make a bottlenecking strategy and barricade some of those choke points. So looks like Op4 are struggling to load a few of their guys into the boat. So one boat's already away. The other boat... I guess they're going to report a debug issue because that should be able to carry 8 people. No, it's 6. 6 and 6, but, I mean, I thought the RHIBs could handle 8. Yeah, because we have 6 plus 1 here and then 7 plus 1. So, skill issue on Op4's end to deploy properly. We've got Blue 4 now deploying for this next group of vehicles over here, which I'm trying to locate. They might be hidden in here, no? Oh, no, they possibly went to the wrong grid ref because they were supposed to come over here. We got that transport truck. Anyway, the map is Mehland, and the reason it's Mehland is because it's my favorite map because we have the giant rubber duck from the mod called the Really Useless Objects pack. Otherwise, Op4, we see them deploying some guys on the rear. It looks like they're loading up in some of the vehicles back here as well. And... got another group loading into here. I don't know if some people are just struggling to get into vehicles or if something's bugging out for both sides, but it does seem they are struggling quite a bit here. We do have just a random bot unit right there. That's kind of cute. Someone shot to death over here. That's great. Blue 4 still have a few guys in the zone. Maybe some AFKs, maybe some people that missed the memo. But otherwise, AO has been mostly deployed. Op4 are the ones really going for the vehicles. They're going to have those 2 1240s. So I'm sorry, 2410s to work with. Basically MRAPs with some 240s on them. That'll give Blue 4 some AT capability. But we now have both Op4 and Blue 4 actually getting pretty close to their drop-off zones. We'll see where they decide to go in their LZ. You got to remember, though, with the harbors in this town... there are a lot of places where you can drop the boats off and be literally in the objective. Now remember, in terms of scoring, they have to have a 10-player number advantage in the purple zone to get the points at the 50-minute mark. They have to have a 5-player advantage in the red zone to get at the 70-minute mark to get those points. And then a 1-player advantage at the end of the game in the yellow zone to get those points. It's 2 points, 3 points, and 5 points, if I recall correctly. And then there's a 3-point supremacy bonus where if Blue 4 gets down to 10 or less players, Op4 gains 3 points and vice versa. Interestingly enough, we actually have Blue 4 now racing out with some of those Hiluxes they picked up all the way up here. And we do have a few people that are just kind of stranded around here. Looks like they're crashing, that's why. So, looks like these guys might have taken the wrong turn. Yep, they did. They were supposed to go the other way because the bridge is out on that side. Kevin is over here just kind of walking it. He might then go for a swim right there and move in. There's Toxic crashing out. And then we've got these guys. Yep, they dropped off at the wrong grid rep, but they found their vehicle. I hope they can all fit in it. I think they should in theory. Because of the bench space, there should be, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 more seats for them. Oh, yeah, and then he fits in there. Yeah, no, so they should be good. Twig got, I guess, teleported up because he was late, and he's got a vehicle coming back to pick him up. That's fair. And then we just see Op4 moving the rest of their forces around as well. Looks like both sides. Blue 4 is going to go for going right into the AO on the get-go. Op4 is going to go for a slightly more conservative LZ a little outside of the territory so they don't get camped. Good call. They're also going to ram the boats right up the shore to basically prevent them from being used again. So that shows they don't have any intention to continue moving up with this AO. In terms of ferrying more forces over. So we've got Blue 4 and Op 4 now heading into these zones, but it looks like Blue 4 is bypassing their obvious crossing zone and instead rushing forces over to Op 4. Second boat has been deployed. One of them accidentally had the ropes on them. That's kind of funny. But now we've got Blue 4 moving by. Not sure if they spot the Op 4 truck there. I wonder if these guys are in a vehicle that does have some turnout capability, but we might... Nope, they're going to set up an ambush spot right here. So one vehicle is away. They're going to think that it's good. This could be game-changing if they're able to set up some AT in time, because they only have about 25-30 seconds to set something up here. And the vehicle is very obvious to see on the MSR, so I don't know what they're planning. I don't see any AT on these guys, though. And this truck's about to come by. Maybe we'll see some pickoffs. How does Quebec look? How many people do they have? They have 11 people in this truck. They are exposed. Will we see any Blue 4 mag dumps here? There's the shooting. Immediately one person gets headshotted. We go to... Yep. +9. Some guys in the rear now shooting back. T was killed. And Skipu was wounded. Alright, so a bit of an early... victory there for Blue 4. Nothing game-changing. These guys might try to pursue. The question is, do they have turnout capability? Looks like they're getting everyone in the back. They can't seem to turn out, though. Looks like they're going to pursue that truck. And we have additional vehicles coming up as well. And it looks like the 2410s are coming down. Do these guys have any heavy AT, though? They do not. They hear those vehicles, though. They start firing. GL's going in, and they're missing. We have a car right here. Forever gets sniped in the head as multiple shots go through and take him out. Lolo trying to turn around to potentially return fire. He does not. And that is a second small ambush for Blue 4. Looks like Op 4 is going to dismount, though, and potentially start coming in. I'm going to be honest, really risky to be up here because they Blue 4 and Op 4 do have magnified optics with RCOs, so that should be an easy headshot to make. More fire coming in. I think we just had the driver get killed. As he went inside, he is now dead. Yes. No, he's knocked. Okay, PHK's only knocked. They're returning fire now. Little bit of some messy starts here. We got one vehicle that's made it across, though. Blue 4 is in the zone, Op 4 on the outside, but both are technically in the purple zone. More Op 4 reinforcements coming in. But that isn't going to be cashed out for a little while, so this is giving time for Blue 4 to get these ambushes in play. We have Sierra up here holding. They're worried that they're potentially getting ambushed as we have this Hilux now coming around to potentially help with this Blue 4 assault. I thought I just saw a round go up. That might have been a Hunt IR. I don't see it, though. And we've got this long-range suppressed fight going on. So Op 4 pinned. Looks like Lolo got knocked out in that gunner seat when he was trying to line up a shot. But again, against magnified optics, not much can be done there. Twig takes fire as he tries to maneuver to a better position to engage, but he's unable to find a good angle. This Hilux dismounting. That other Op 4 vehicle has made it by. Looks like Op 4 is now trying to set up some patrols on where Blue 4 will bring forces in, but it's not... might be effective on this last group back here. We have a massive amount of infantry, but I'm assuming these positions have already been grabbed. Neither side has grabbed their designated MRAC, though. And you got Jamera now moving in with those Seymour mags. So I believe he has 100 rounds in those because it's either the RHS version that has 100 or the vanilla version that has 150. We see some suppressive fire coming in, but with those suppressors, it's really hard to gauge the range of where your opponent is. Seeing some cross shots off to the left. I think they're double tapping that body. But now we got more Blue 4 coming along the flank. These guys don't realize they're being flanked here. They're trying to get into some of the vehicles. Demovar gets knocked out. These guys do not realize they're getting hit from the side. Looks like Jamera takes that frag grenade and gets knocked out with the second one come up and double tap. Nope, the trees are in the way, but all of this group has been knocked out due to this flanking action. Oh, I just got a severe weather alert. Oh boy, hold on. Hey, hun, comma, get home safe, comma. It looks like the freak thunderstorms are starting. Bloodwing's still at work, so just want to make sure she doesn't end up on the road too late. But that is the entire Op4 group defeated, and they set up an NSV static to try to fight back against this Blue 4 element, but it wasn't enough. So that's going to give these guys an MRAP to use and a static to use. But we see Pi just got hit from the rear as Zixme, the king of magnified optics, is now engaging Blue 4 along the rear. Looks like he's trying to hit Seismo. Seismo, I think, might have just realized he's being engaged from the rear here and is turning around and trying to return fire. So a smoke grenade now going out. Pi is probably going to be dead now. Great counterattack by Op4 with a handful of guys. Really utilizing that confusion because both sides being suppressed. Oh, we just saw another crack shot happen. That might have been Twig. That was Twig. I think Zixme just shot his head off. Two really powerful, heavy-hitting players, or did Django get it? I don't know who got that kill, actually. Was it Rigel? Had to have been, yeah. Oh. If I randomly disappear, it's because of the thunderstorm, by the way, so, whoo. They're going to hit you later up there, Dante? Yeah, fair. But look at all of these Op4 deploying the purple zone. Blue 4 still only has about 16 guys, or 15 guys in there. It was 8 and 7. But we see a massive amount of Blue 4 reinforcements is starting to show up. Raposo should get in the vehicle. I don't know why he isn't, but it looks like a vehicle flipped right here. Probably took the turn too hard and managed to flip himself. But the rest of Blue 4's reinforcements is on the way. Meanwhile, Blue 4, they're looking around for the MRAPs back here, so we have a delayed force that could come in later. Op4, meanwhile, took a force and tried to set up a blocking position, but it's too late. All of Blue 4 have deployed around. And then we still have this extended firefight here. Looks like most of Op4 was double-tapped. So, usually, when you're in a firefight and you're fighting against opponents, picking up enemy weapons is a great way to confuse weapon ID. There's PHK getting double-tapped. However, if both sides are suppressed, it is kind of pointless to pick up an enemy gun because all the suppressed shots are very, very similar. Only really, really sweaty players will notice the difference. But at the same time, sweaty players are going to notice you for other reasons too, so. I can't tell if that thunder's in-game or outside. I'm assuming outside because I don't see clouds in the sky in-game, but you never know. Otherwise, these guys looks like they're stealing the MRAP now and they're going to drive away. I'd agree with that call, disengage, stay out of it, but look at this. We have shot down F-35 Medic trying to come into counterattack. I've never seen this person play OFCRA, and here he is going up alone against 3 of some of the best players, including, I would argue, the best player. And I think Zixme just immediately spotted him. Is he going to be a snack for Zixme here? I'm going to be honest, the blue and red, it makes it very easy for you to be spotted. More so for the Blue 4 players because that white contrast is pretty nasty. Immediate rollaways, and it's not enough as we now have the MRAP coming up to counterattack. And Zixme hits it with his RPG-26, but it is minimal because it looks like it hit the cage. Mine-resistant, ambush-protected. But these guys dismounting in a pretty bad spot and immediately taking fire. But DJ immediately takes a headshot. Zixme gets a kill, though. He's up to 2. A grenade goes up. Looks like it went in a bad spot, though. Sam checking the body is immediately going to see he's dead. Zixme trying to get a flanking solution on these 3 Blue 4 players. And then we do have Alexander in the back. Are we going to see Zixme counter everybody? It's possible. Alexander coming along the rear, though. I think he's calling out that Zixme's moving along the flank, though. He starts taking fire from the rear. Zixme now moving around, understanding that he just got hit. Still trying to commit as he pops grenades up and gets 2. Possibly. No, where did the third guy go? I think the third guy got GL'd. And Zixme runs up and gets his 4th kill. I think Rigel got the kill on that remaining guy on the flank there. He's up 2. And there he is. So that was a GL or a grenade that went off. Only Alexander is up. Damn. Great to finally see Zixme getting the action he deserves. I give him so much praise, and I get so frustrated when I don't see him perform well. I think this map recently updated because we used it for a mission a few months ago, and I don't remember these platforms existing. This is the Tanoan, whatchamacallit, the Tanoan airstrip platform that you can only spawn in the editor. You might need a special mod to make it appear in the editor too, but That's a really smart way to do it. You basically stack them on top of each other to make, like, the interiors for skyscrapers. God, I need to copy that idea. I would really, really love, if they didn't take so long to dev, I might have Valkyrie make this for me. Basically, like a high-rise, multi-story apartment to make, like, a CQC clearing aspect, and then take, like, 12 guys. This is, like, old Tier 3 concept stuff. Where we took, 6 to 10 players, and we gave them, like, SWAT kits, and we basically just cleared out these entire buildings of, Op 4, terrorists, whatever you want to call them, forces. Not Die Hard-esque, but, instead of one-man John McClane in it, it would be, a team. I'd love to bring that back. It's just they take so long to dev, and the ops do not last more than 30 minutes, but, good ideas. We do see, though, that both sides have gotten access to the rooftop. That's because OFCRA has a special script where if you interact with the door on the bottom, it puts you on the rooftop area. So both sides have been doing that, and now they're starting to take marksman fire on either area because those RCO sites do let them have the range to engage each other here. So some of these guys are crawling over, and they're trying to interact with the door to get out of here. Basically to dodge fire. Op4 have a bigger set of control in this area. We do have Langfell coming back. He might try to push one of these boats back to, I see. So I think Ground Command picked up Kremit, and they're now going to have a boat come back to basically pick them up and move them into the AO. But otherwise, Op4 have moved a majority of their forces around. Alexander has come back around. He took some shots at Zixmi. Zixmi taking cover. He's taken a Blue 4 weapon. Look at that. So he has C-Mags with an RCO. I mean, that should be his dream weapon. A shit ton of ammo, a Blue 4 weapon. Can Alexander stop him, though, or is he going to be kill number 5 for Zixmi? Zixmi on 4 right now. Alexander on 2, and then Rigel is around here, too. He is also on 2. Who is going to be able to get this kill? And it looks like Blue 4 have grabbed a few vehicles here, so they're going to load up. Op 4 still have this group on the back line. I have a feeling they're going to try to mount up and eventually come over soon. We do have another Op 4 group over here that's lagging behind, but right now Op 4 do have the number advantage in this zone. Blue 4, though, they've taken control of the yellow area. They're taking all the high-rises here. Okay, not the highest of high-rises, but they're taking the construction buildings to hold out this area here, and they're trying to pick off anyone that's nearby. Neves just took multiple hits, but is still miraculously alive. He quickly gets off the roof, realizing that he has no cover up there. Blue 4 dismounting another group, and it looks like Alexander was killed. Is that kill number 5 for Zixmi? It is. Multiple double tap shots going in. Another Blue 4 group of 4 is deploying, though, to potentially try to stop them. Is Zixmi just going to kill farm and get the highest kill count possible? Oh my god, I love to see it, because now he's going to be fully loaded on grenades. He's going to take Alexander's grenades, find another Blue 4 body back there. But Zixmi, if you let him develop beyond his normal kit and get a superior amount of gear and weaponry, this man is a one-man army. I haven't seen him do it in, I'm going to be honest, probably close to a year. But we might finally see another example of why I give Zixmi so much praise all the time. Because when you let that man perform, similar to Audrey Hotto, if you let him go, he'll go nuts. For those of you who don't know, by the way, Audrey Hotto broke his kill record in FNF War Games a few months ago, to the point they thought he was cheating again. But he was in a tank crew. But now him and Azariah, apparently, Azariah is right here. You're now both banned from being in the same tank crew together, right? Because you're quote-unquote too OP together? Absolutely wild. They banned them from that after another mission that happened where they didn't even get the highest kill count. I think they got, like, either the second or third highest kill count out of all 3 of their side's tank crews. It's the weirdest call to make, but, I mean, I'm just a commentator, man. Myself, Audrey, Scav, and Steve cannot be in 2 armor assets at the same time. That's... Just put them... Why don't they just put you and them on opposite sides then and have you duke it out? Instead of just banning the people that do really well in roles, why not just put them in verses against each other? You know? Azrai, yeah, if you have a link to the VOD on the VOD channel, feel free to link it. But it's just... It's so funny. Like, I see, as a content creator, a way to make so much good content out of that instead of just banning people from really good roles. But hey, not my circus, not my monkeys. Because that would be too easy? Bro, I'd advertise that like a heavyweight championship fight. Pardon my my throat there, but literally, that would be like the coolest thing. Oh, I know the staff didn't accuse them of cheating, Nemesis. I'm not explaining that. Otherwise, I would have said the staff accused them. I was just saying they got accusations, but I don't know. Like, I've seen clips of people killing each other with, like, Guitar Hero controllers and all this other crazy stuff, and then they accuse the opponent of hacking or something, but it's like, no, they're just that good with the crazy controller that they're trying to do because that's how they're nerfing themselves, you know? All right, so they know something's up here. Oh my god, they gave Zixme an even bigger scope for his gun. Oh, God. He's basically toggling his grenades right now to check what he has. And he's fighting NR. Okay. Brig Buddy, thank you for the raid. I might piss a few people off with what I'm about to say. I don't mean to sound rude to NR, but they get dicked on a lot in PvP. They do some really good things, don't get me wrong, but they make some silly calls. Like, I really don't want to sound mean when I say that, but usually, like, these are some of the guys that I watch just get absolutely bitch slapped sometimes. Then again, I see everyone get absolutely bitch slapped from time to time. But what I'm trying to hype up here is I feel like we're... You know the movie Predator? Where you have Arnold Schwarzenegger and his team, and then you have the fucking Predator? I'm really worried. I'm really, really worried. For NR's sake. Because they're a big chunk of Blue Force infantry, and instead they're trying to hunt down a few guys on the rear line to find vehicles to move in. Op4, meanwhile, moving their last group of infantry other than this two-man team in. But they're going to fight a guy that is 5 kills in, absolutely kitted up with the best gear he can find in the AO. I'm scared. Now, granted, all of NR have magnified optics, suppressed weapons, so I think they have a fighting chance here. If 2 or 3 of them end up in a 2 or 3v1 versus Zixme, I think Zixme will get cut down. Zixme does not have a lot of room to maneuver. He's in a bright red and black kit, so he'll be easy to identify if he tries to sneak around. So Zixme has to play very conservatively, which is not Zixme style. But he's already taking pot shots here on them. I'm just really, really worried with how this will play out. Rigel is trying to move to the flank, but he's going to end up in between the lines. Might get spotted and picked off right here, but... If I was a betting man, I'd put my money on Zixme. Meanwhile, we have a long-range fight right here. I'm going to be honest, though. This is where legends right here are going to be born. Or at least maintained. And what's scaring me is Zixme is a player that aims for the head, and he could probably 1 or 2 tap some of these guys. That's Rigel being engaged by that flank. I was calling that out. And again, this is to show NR is still, they are formidable players. They're easily able to take people out when they're in the open. Oh, my power just flickered. Like I said earlier, if I randomly disappear, it's because there's a thunderstorm going on. Everything blacked out for half a second. That's not good. Zixme's running for it probably because he lost comms with Rigel. He knows this is a bad position to be in, so he's trying to get on a position where he can flank around instead. Rigel wakes back up and crawls away. Yeah, no drops in frames or anything, but there was a little power surge. Not a surge, but, you know, a little... loss in power right there. But regardless, Blue Force still trying to take these high rises, defending this sector right here. Op4, though, I think has the number advantage for the zone, but this place isn't going to be cashed in for another 26 minutes. So we have time to watch some pretty interesting things happen. TK Light is coming down to double tap Rigel. Shots going out on Zixme. The fact that Rigel tanked that, this is the difference in player level that I was trying to allude to earlier. TK NR, I mean, he's going to win the wake-up war, though, because Rigel got absolutely mag dumped, but we need to see TK now get the kill here. But it's because Rigel was aiming for the head, and TK was body dumping. But now Zixmi's in a bad spot. He might have gotten hit there. He should just drive either to a flanking side or just away. But I think he's going to opt to drive away because he's alone, and he doesn't want the admins to get on him for lone wolfing. Because he has the ability to disengage. I don't know what type of ammo they're using. You just cut the engine over here. He might try to get in a spot and pick people off, too. But if one man can hold off an entire group of forces over here, and you got Blue 4 Command driving around with the ammo MRAP up here, I guess to go around and then try to do a crossing here. Op4 still trying to set up blocking positions to see if they can catch any Blue 4 stragglers. That's fair. But right now, I mean, looking at the skulls, the entirety of Bravo is dead, so we got to start right here. So Blue 4 are down to a little bit over a page, and then Op 4 have... Yeah, and then minus that group. So, even then they still have Zixmi, but I'd say both sides still have a roughly even amount of players, plus or minus maybe like up to 4. But right now, Blue 4 are... They have the yellow zone, but that's the end of the game zone, so it's not really cashed in. Truthfully, I know in this fight here, Op4 have the number advantage. They're going to have another group come around the flank and potentially get with them. But that is because one man is going to stall an entire offensive action here by, God, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 Blue 4 players being caught out in the open here. And whoever has a 10-person difference in the purple zone is going to lose the zone. So... Op4, I think, are, as long as, funny enough, as long as one man can hold 14 people off, Op4 will win by proxy, unless Blue 4 get a massive counterattack in action in, but they're not, because they're setting up defensive posture out here, and then in the final yellow zone, and they're just going to plink at each other. So I shit you not, this fight is actually going to be determined by one guy. Now the obvious question is, can Zixmi execute? You got Blue 4, they're separating into various groups here, looking around. Zixmi might try to find a group to pick off. I mean, this stage is set. He's got the scope for it. The ammo is questionable, but he's got a lot of it, so he could, you know, quickly try to two-tap heads, but... Can he do it? That's the real question about it. Blue 4, they're having an MRAP being brought in. It went the long way. It went around. I guess because they know Op 4's down here, so they're trying to circumvent them. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't go up this way and then try to go in. Zixmi engaging. Trying to get some shots over here. I see. It's because they were trying to set up a 50 cal over here. But they screwed up the setup. Zixmi should wait for them to fix it and then mount it, and then he's got an easy headshot to make. Looks like they're going to move it instead. Are they trying to bait a shot from over there with a wiggle? Arma 3 players are wild, man. And then we still have this flip civilian car over here. But yeah, Op 4, we could see these guys try to come on and do a flanking action on Blue 4's northern side. We could see Blue 4 get defeated in detail here with the fact that all of Op 4 minus one guy are trying to take this zone, and Blue 4 have a significant chunk of their forces on the outside, you know? It's very much leaning to Op 4 right now. Even if Zixmi dies... If Blue 4 can get the... Excuse me, if Op 4 can get the first 5 points down, that's significant because the remaining 5 points are in the yellow and red zones respectively. So that just gives Op 4 a very significant advantage that they're unlikely to then lose for the entire mission. Raps, if you want, type !Discord. I still run Arma missions almost every day. We have a wide variety of everything, man, similar to how TSB was, because OG TSB was essentially me, so... Don't get me wrong, we had some other really, really cool mission makers in there. Granite, Iceberg, hell, I'll even say Makarov despite my personal differences with him, but, you know, good people. Ah! Vov gets knocked out by Zix. But, you know, I'm trying to get... Charlotte's doing a really cool campaign in there. Mac Marine's doing a really cool campaign in there. And then we also have plenty of other one-offs that happen by other people, so... Trying to make it TSB-esque, but... That's kind of weird to say because... I don't mean to toot my own horn, but OG TSB was my Zeusing, so, you know. Yeah, TSB is, it's gone, though. The Arma part broke off and started doing their own thing. But yeah, that's personal politics and whatnot. Doesn't matter. I'm here to play video games. So I think he was just shooting at Defraw here through this little narrow slit. But this is going to cause everyone to get knocked out, and you see other players coming up, and they're seeing a bunch of dead people. Zixme's handiwork. Am I ever going to cam when streaming? No. I really, really want to keep my private life and my streaming life separate. With only a select choice of individuals that know me on both sides. I value my privacy, that's it. Don't get me wrong, if you're ever around Northern Virginia and you want to hit me up, I'll come and hang. But, you know. Don't want to deal with that. So these guys are breaching around. Zixme's falled back. He's grabbing his vehicle. Not sure if he saw this group coming up to him, but he seems to be a bit spooked. He's just going to take that knockout and go for it. Now we're seeing him pull back. I don't think he's allowed to, but I'd love to see him go on the northern side, regroup with these guys, and start harassing everyone on the northern side. Silent, thank you for the 5 gift subs. If you got a sub from Silent, make sure you thank him. Otherwise, I hope you all keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of the scenario. Silent, by the way, I don't know. I think you gave me a few dates for the next Stalker op, and I never replied. I will try to get you an estimate by tomorrow on that. I've just been incredibly busy.
Send in Goat Team 6 now.
I don't wear glasses. Bloodwind wears glasses, but no, I've got decent vision.
Send in Goat Team 6 now.
Cute. I mean, you'd have to ask Dante.
Now.
I'm going to be honest, it'll probably not be till Arma 4. Well, no. There will be a PvP mission in my community soon. It's going to be a small-scale 3-way fight. But there will be some PvP elements or missions here and there, because C wants me to run one. But it's going to be small-scale with some pretty strict rules, but we'll get there when we get there. So it looks like Zixme is now pulled back all the way over here, trying to give himself another angle to potentially engage people, but he's basically stalling this entire group of Blue 4 on his own, which I find quite funny. Cash in for this area is going to be another 16 minutes. I mean, next bit of action is going to be Op 4 trying to hit the rear of this Blue 4 element. But let's do a quick head count. 4, 5, 6, 7... 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. God, it's too many to count, to be honest. But I'm assuming, based off of the symbolism, especially with this group coming in and the 14-player difference over here, that they have the numbers there. What type of mission dev am I going to do later? We're going to dev the next Congo mission, we're going to dev the next training mission, and we're going to dev some of the next POG mission. And if I have the time for it, I'll probably dev a Vietnam mission too. I want to just spend like 3 or 4 hours knocking out a big chunk of mission dev just to get it out of the way. Fair enough, Jonte, fair enough. I agree, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. Ooh. I'm trying to see if Raposo's about to have his head taken out. Yeah, there it is. He does take a few shots, but they are ineffective. I thought I saw symbolism up here that might have been Ivnomane's triangle on it. But now we've got this Op4 group coming to counterattack on the northern side to try to push Blue 4 off of these high rises here. And they're going to be divided up because some of them are looking in this direction to try to overwatch, whereas you got other forces on the rear trying to engage. So this action right here is going to be what potentially ends the game here. NR still have some time to mount up in vehicles and move in. Let's see if Zixme was able to stall them enough. GL's going in as well. Now it's a wait and see. More shots going up on Raposo here. Mr. Cool really trying to lock him out. He's got a good spot for it. Raposo can't really stick his head up. Plus, if he sticks his head up for too long, he probably gets it taken off. Mr. Cool has an angle to engage. I think he lowered himself, though, to reload. Now he's trying to engage again. Just can't seem to get the good angle on it. GL's going off behind him, though. We had a Blue 4 player get knocked out. That was Nicholas up here. Sanjper also knocked out. Back to the house, about to get a flanking action on him. Gets them both up. Takes out Timo. And gets the back of the head headshot on SN there. These two Blue 4 guys don't know what happened. Wait. Heartseer gets an angle. I'm trying to see if a grenade's going to go off here. Looks like Blue 4's trying to go for the high ground. Grenade goes over, but it's lawn. Now you got back of the house coming around. Tries to get an angle on Heartseer, but misses his shots. Grenade's going out. Good roll, but it bounces wide. Now they're trying to point-blank GL, but I think it got eaten in the rock. That or it went way over. So Fact knows where these guys are. Tries to point-blank Heartseer. Can't get the angle and makes him run. Knocks Toxic to his feet. Forced to reload after 30 shots. Catches Toxic moving down. Is he going to go over aggressive here? He does. Gets the high ground on Toxic. Knocks him out. More Blue 4 casualties, though, is only going to be a woe for Blue 4 because Op4 is going to increase their number advantage and potentially get those first 5 points. Now you got a Blue 4 counterattack coming up on the side here. They're engaging Mr. Dave and potentially Parthius here. We do see some blood, but no kills. Real quick check on Zixme. He's made it back to friendly lines here, and he's now running in. Hopefully he doesn't get red on redded, but I think he's good. Meanwhile, we see some more offensive actions right here as Blue 4 are engaging some of the Op 4 that are caught now in this building as they got another kill. Grenades going out. Can that one roll far enough? Almost. If it got in the high ground, then maybe. But this is one of the auto riflemen. Oh, you silly gooses. They just killed themselves with their own grenade. Nubas now trying to run out, gets caught in the open, knocked to his feet. He's going to be picked off by all of these shooters here as he desperately tries to go into cover. Gets quick reload in, has a GL, knocks Nicholas out, and his head is still exposed and he's taken out. Missed throw on that frag right there. So Op 4 took some extra casualties there. That's going to really slow down their attack. Back to the house also got taken out somewhere. Looks like right here, possibly by the counterattack by Blue 4. But that was a lot of Blue 4's overwatching element that is now down. Heartseer gets knocked out by the 240 on the 2410, I believe. Oh, we can check again. Yep. And is double tapped. Raposo still knocked out up there. Blue 4 only down to 3 guys over here and then another 3 on the flank. Op 4 down to 4. But I would say that counterattack was pretty successful. They want to have those number advantages. At this rate, what we're probably going to see is Op 4 going to win the purple in the red zone. Blue 4 could win the yellow zone, but that is going to be 5 points for the purple zone for Op 4, 3 points to Op 4 for the red zone, and then Blue 4 only going to get the 2 points out of the yellow zone. And then Op 4 might also get that supremacy bonus, knocking their opponent down to 10 or less players. Not looking good for Blue 4 here. Blue 4, I wouldn't say is winning. I think Op 4 have the number advantage in the zone. They've got that 10-player advantage. I mean, let's do a quick check. If we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 Blue 4 players around here, and Op 4 have the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. They have 44 players in here. So Blue 4 need to get themselves over. They've got about 8 minutes, a little under 8 minutes actually. No, under 9 minutes to get an additional 10 forces in here to prevent Op 4 from having a 10-player number advantage in the purple zone to gain 5 points. If they can't do that, I think it's just going to be an early call for Op 4 victory. However, Op 4 are starting to do a massive attacking action on the yellow zone. Very risky to do this right now because they could take significant casualties trying to assault. Rizbo, though, gets knocked and is trying to be double-tapped by Kremit over here. As one of Op 4's commands, he's the 2IC Depso on the rear. If you're knocked out, you'll still count to the player scoring of the objective, though. It looks like Nas is trying to pull him away to get him out of harm's way so he can be medics, but now we're seeing Op 4 taking some casualties as they're trying to move in, so this could completely negate Op 4's number advantage here. Q-Boy got a kill. Manages to get a second kill in a one-tap as Galesky is trying to find an angle. Will he get the headshot on Q-Boy? Nope, Q-Boy gets shot in the back of the neck and knocked out and double tap, but 2-1, I mean, that's how you got to play it. Some of the NR players now coming around into the AO. That's a full SUV, but now you got Zixme coming around. He's going to be on the rear here looking for additional players to engage. You do have some Blue 4 guys looking around, though, trying to overwatch from this tall building. Are they going to catch Zixme moving around in this low fog? Roofy, I don't know what he's engaging. I think he's engaging friendlies. He is up a kill, so he's struggling to PID, but... Oh, no, he killed... Oh, this might have been Blue 4 Command! That is Blue 4 Command. That was, Oh, my gosh. That was, Ezio or something. The more, conservative commander. So that's the kill that Roofy just got. He was bringing an MRAP back, but I guess he brought it to the wrong section. Maybe he was thinking that this area was the guys over here. Zixme gets spotted. Oh, and Zixme is killed! By that one Overwatch position. Ah, only 5 kills. Now I'm disappointed. Just goes to show if you make mistakes like that. Look at Op 4 right here, though. They're still assaulting. They're getting some double taps here. Rizbo still knocked out, possibly being worked on, but this is taking attention away from the front line. And these guys are getting pushed. More shots coming over here. Gazog trying to throw either a frag or smoke down. And Op 4 are just trying to sweep this area here, but if this attack is successful, it's going to be an early GG. We're seeing some shots coming into this building here. Not sure what they thought they saw. But Willie comes in, kills the medic, kills Rizbo that's being worked on, and I don't see Gazog up here either anymore. So I think all 3 of them just got taken out, and now it's only Tackleberry holding the line. He's stuck medicing. Swola Major Khan on the flank. As we're seeing Op 4 just sending everything to breach the yellow zone to take out a majority of Blue 4's players. I think this is GG. Op 4 had to, or Blue 4 had to dish a massive amount of casualties in these open areas here. And we're still seeing it, don't get me wrong. But it's not enough. Tackleberry getting a kill and a knockout right here. It's up to Tackleberry at this point. We just saw Major Khan get taken out on the left side. Another knockout by Tackle. He's utilizing this open field as much as he needs to here. Smoke is starting to get in the way. He's blind firing, trying to call up to whoever he can, but now you got Geiger shooting up at him. Some of them could be woken back up later, though. You got some blind suppression now coming in. More Blue 4 flanking shots from Ash on the north. And Op 4 now starting to get on top of this zone right here and hit from top down. I'm surprised we're not seeing Vosberg utilize some of his AT here to utilize on some of these CQC aspects of the buildings, like the little hallways in here of anyone that he sees. But we do see some Blue 4 guys have been picked off that are exposed to the roof. Swola trying to engage. Tackleberry, though, gets knocked out as he comes down and taken out. He did manage to get a kill, but I think that was only technically his second kill there. Meanwhile, on the northern side, we still have a Blue 4 knockout there. Op 4 and Blue 4 now intermingling on this side. Killer J knocked out by a grenade by Roofy. Watts coming around to flank around. This is just a small fight, though. As Op 4, they're now pushing that main Blue 4 bastion in the middle. Blue 4 have a small group also to the north. But Ivno main is looking around trying to hunt for him. And looks like Nicholas got the headshot on Ivno before he could get that kill with that machine gun. And then we still have NR all the way back here. So I guess Zixme was able to delay them enough to where they weren't basically able to help, and Op 4 were able to bulldoze Blue 4 and defeat them in detail. Watts comes into the tower, knocks Roofy out. We'll probably get the double tap in a second. But I think they're still going to get into the zone and count for the scoring in a few minutes. But the damage is done. Blue 4 have broken apart too much, and they're just being swept up, defeated in detail by a superior numerical force. I think that would be worded as a numerically superior force. Neves dodging that grenade. Gets into cover to avoid it. Good call there. Swola frags the right side. He gets to cover himself. You got these guys right here, but they're watching the tower. Oh, Vosberg, I think he knows. He fires. Oh, but he fires it up here on the top right. I'm not sure that went in, but that's a great call to make. I thought he was firing on the bottom left. But good ideas all around, I will say. Great multi-layer PvP action. Ash still on the flank, trying to pick off who he can in this open area. He could systematically slow down the Op 4 assault here. Neves gets his angle on Swola and gets the kill. If not, that might have been some flanking action from some of the other Op 4 guys. Meanwhile, looking at some of the other fights, looks like it is only Watts now, as Op 4 here are taking Grenadier fire as they move in to secure that one body. Meanwhile, on the north, we have a 2v3 going on. Mr. Dave and Parthius still engaging. We just had an RPG fire off over here. I don't think it got anybody, but we do see that Weiss is knocked out. But look at this murder stairwell here. All three Blue 4 bodies with an Op 4 body there. Absolutely brutal. Looks like these guys are still trying to lick their wounds here. Ash is trying to flank around, find a new position to engage from. Again, it's really up to Ash to stall this Op 4 group. If he can stall it for long enough, maybe these guys can come in and flank, but look at how slow this remaining force is moving. I don't think there's going to be anything done with that. Watts gets knocked out by a GL. More GLs coming in there a little far. But good GL use by the remaining two Op 4 there, so that fight has been finished. Meanwhile, you got Mr. Dave slowly moving up on these guys, trying to find an angle, but he starts getting shot at, so he's going to be pulling his shots, and he gets headshot knocked. Meanwhile, Ash gets spotted from the tall building here, trying to crawl around as he is legged. Ash trying to pop smokes, but he's slowing down a little bit. Confused on where he's being engaged from because that blue highlight is getting him seen from the top of this tower. And he is taken out. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're GG here because that was Blue 4's last hope there. And NR, I'm sorry to say, they're moving way too slow to move in. And they're not receiving orders from Command because Command died a while ago. So you just have Blue 4 in 3 isolated pockets at this point. Now, don't get me wrong. Look at the amount of casualties Op 4 took in this assault. Even Ground Command got picked off. 2IC is still up, though, and ready to push people. And 2IC actually has a -1 kill. So it looks like this got blocked off, and yet they were able to still use, I think, the side door to get in. But now as they try to climb out, they get stuck in this building. That's funny. So it's like a trap here. But now whenever you see a Blue 4 guy try to line up an angle, he's just immediately engaged from the numerical advantage right here. And then looking over, you still have Mr. Dave knocked out. You got Digord knocked out, and then you got Parthius around here. He's rappelling down the side. His symbol disappeared for me for a second, so I'm like, damn. All right, so neither side had that 10-player advantage. Looks like Blue 4 was able to basically get NR in to negate that 10-player advantage there. So failed by both sides, but now it's going to be for the red and yellow zone. So that's going to push these guys closer. They're going to potentially run into this 2-man picket team. Hopefully these guys get bulldozed by that superior number by Blue 4, and then it's just going to be this force turning around to engage them after they completely eliminate these guys. Still that 3-man group up there, and then you still got Parthius up there, who I think is trying to still rappel off the sides of this building here. But he has to do it level by level because he keeps getting caught. I think he's still trying to find an angle to knock these 3 Blue 4 out, but it looks like these Blue 4 guys are now pulling away that they got that, since they just got that guy medically up. GL's now going into this building, but they just can't seem to find the right angle to engage in this rear stairwell, which is where a majority of Blue 4 are hiding. Now you see smokes going in. Looks like a 50 cal was set up, and they're trying to engage the rear of this skyscraper. They do not know where they're being engaged from. They're engaging the other skyscraper, thinking the shots come from there, but meanwhile, it's really because of this standing 50 cal. They're ranging in, and they're trying to engage. So they're doing a really great job with it. It's just, can they get an angle to actually get some pickoffs here? 50 cal, even at this range, will be lethal if it lands a hit. But getting it precisely where it needs to be is the tough part because they don't have a magnified optic. They're just using iron sights. You can see where they're trying to shoot out right here in this little slit. Oh, the GL went wide. I thought it was going to hit in one of those critical areas here, but we got Op4 now moving around, trying to get into this spot. Overall, I'd say this was a great PvP concept. I'd love to see more of it. It's a shame that it was a meme concept, so it means there's less people. But with the teleporting options and whatnot, I thought this was a really cool deployment. It allowed for a level of freeform that you don't normally see in PvP Arma. And I just think that's quite cool. Oh, he got it ranged in, but now you got Blue 4 hiding from where that opening is, so they're able to avoid it. But look at this Blue 4 flank starting to come around. Still got the rest of these infantry. Now they're getting into the red zone. I mean, there is 20 minutes ticking right now, so we could see Blue 4 still negate the number advantage here, but now it's only a 5-player difference. Parthius just drove a vehicle up and got mag dumped. I don't really know what the plot of that was, but that was an oops. Cheeseburger gets the first kill. A grenade goes in. That's going to double tap him. Cheeseburger gets the kill there. And Cheeseburger gets a little aggressive. Fisher is able to take him out, but, I mean, taking out 4 people for 1 there. He had a stole. Oh, wait, no, he was fighting a VSS. All right. That was great. Blue 4 needs to make more of those actions. How'd they get on the roof? They have a script where if they interact with the door right here, they're able to then get on the roof, but it does create some funny teleport bugs, like this one. If Blue 4 can pull off maybe 2 more maneuvers like what we just saw, they could wrestle back player control here. But we need to see this group basically sandwich the center of Op4 here. These 3 guys come in to reinforce. We could see a massive counterattack actually execute and still get on Blue 4, but that's only if these guys can move in time to assist in the flanking action. Then we got these guys that are watching Blue 4 coming along the rear here, so if these guys get bogged down by an extended firefight by those 2 guys, that'll give Op4 enough time over here to basically sweep the remaining Blue 4 guys. It's just a matter of timing at this point. Rambo gets the kill there. Actually, no, it's only a knockout on Draperhart, but that's all he needs. Because that can bait more Blue 4 to come up, try to do the medical, and then they just get knocked out too. Then you got these 3 guys up here refusing to advance. And then you got a big chunk of Op 4 in reserve back here as well. Still has some 50 cal harassing this position. Looks like one guy was actually taken out by that 50. They do have a kill. It's just going to come down to individual actions at this point. With both sides with really powerful body armor, the advantage is going to go to the people that can actually headshot. Looks like the two Op 4 actually left the house that they were in, went all the way down the street. They might try to flank that 50, but that's going to create an opening here for these Blue 4 players to hit Op 4 in the rear. You still see the 50 cal shots going over these guys' heads, but I think they're disregarding them at this point. That get ricocheted out. It's a smoke grenade, that's why. I don't know with Op 4 with this control this tower right here. I mean, that's a lot of people they could potentially put up there and do a turtle strat, but kind of funny that Depso's kind of stuck right here. That's a really good command spot, though. Roland is knocked out possibly by... No, he got knocked out from the front. That or he drugged himself. Oh, Fisher's going to find an angle. Gets a double knockout, but gets taken out. He might have just headshotted one guy and had the bullet ricochet into the other guy's head. That had to have been a ricochet, because one of them woke up immediately. That's nuts. AT was just fired point blank. It got a Blue 4 kill, though. So was that Rambo just fucking around with a stick? Yeah, he did. He just dropped a stick. He stole an M72 and just noob-tubed a guy. That's brilliant. But now we got the NR guys coming along the rear. Will these guys be Blue 4's secret weapon? Because we're running out of infantry up here for Blue 4 side. Looks like we had one guy on the rear here get knocked out. That's Overdrive. I think he was that machine gunner, and then we got these two guys from the machine gun. I think they used all the 50 cal ammo, and now they're moving in. But now we got Henry and Sancho. They might go up and double tap them, but they're both at 2 kills. Oh, okay, Henry's at 2 kills, Sancho on none. But they could get in the middle of this Blue 4 formation and wreak havoc. I don't know. It's starting to weigh back into Op 4's favor. There was a chance for Blue 4 to bounce back, but just a bit of mistiming in the coordination of units because their ground commander died, and there's no voice to coordinate. Almost 4 years, yeah. We've been doing this gig since 2016, so not surprised. But appreciate you always coming back. All right, now we got Neves breaching the building here. Blue 4 only have a handful of guys right here. You hear some footsteps. You don't know. He doesn't know if that's in front of him or above him, though. I think minimizing your angles of control and just hiding and waiting for backup to come is the best call, but he's the only guy up here, so what backup is going to show up, you know? Got a medical situation happening back here for the downed guys. Op 4, meanwhile, are they about to run into Nico? And they immediately hose him. Overdrive did wake back up, doing some medical. You got these two guys guns up because they heard those shots. Not sure if they saw the Op 4 guy, but they're going to see the dead Blue 4 member. These guys might run up to the rooftop to look around. Let's see if these two can catch them. They're on the radio and they're pointing things out. They might see the guys up on the top of that tower there. We got Pogrom now coming up. Cheeky grenade throw, but still in cover. Another grenade goes into the center of the compound. More grenades getting thrown around here. Neves is in cover. That one gets a good roll, but people have now maneuvered around. Look, this building is starting to take damage, though, from those extensive grenades and AT uses. Roland now coming around. Might get caught by Pogrom, but he comes around. Roland knocked to his feet. Will Pogrom come around and finish him? He has to. Wait, no. Roland saw him. Pogrom ran out of ammo. Wow. Horrible time to run out of ammo there. Weiss, don't know if he just got knocked out from the rear, but looks like Wiki Quartz gets the revenge kill there. And the even trading continues. Blue 4 now harassing the rear of this Op 4 position. They lost another guy up on this tower. Now you got Blue 4 moving into this building. Op 4 staying low, looking around, trying to find additional shots. Maybe they spotted Overdrive. Question is, are these guys going to hear those footsteps and try to move up on him? They definitely hear them. They're pointing things out. They're on Whisper, though, because these guys don't hear it. Shots just went out on Sancho, I think. But they might think that that's the opposite guy, so they're not going to pay it any mind. I think because both of them are a two-man team, the Op 4 guys do not realize that there are Blue 4 people with them. Instead, they're trying to find angles to hit Overdrive here. So Blue 4 have an opportunity to come up and hit these guys. Oh, wait, did Henry notice? Henry's looking around, guns up. He knows something's up. I think he finally realized that those footsteps are around him. He's calling that. He's trying to find where Sancho is. Then he's going to notice Sancho's over there. I don't know if Sancho stopped communicating. Sancho runs down to cover because Head here is trying to get him. Henry hears Spotty coming up, though. Spotty's not going to catch him on the angle, but he turns last second only to get knocked out and double tap. Damn. Head coming around as Spotty's coming down the steps. Nope, he goes back up. Some GL just got fired wide. Sancho's going to hold the corner. Is Head going to come in and try to breach him? And immediately gets knocked for not checking the corner. Punished for that lack of a corner check. Now you got NR starting to breach this area. A big chunk of Op 4 is gone from the center. 7 minutes before that next position is counted. Depso managed to get out of this building. He's now on the rooftops over here. Really cheeky corner camping spot. He climbed up to here and then got on the corner. Is he going to catch Kaiser out of position? He does. And gets the double tap. Typhoon has a grenade thrown by him. He runs. As he's taking fire from the remaining two guys on this tower. And I think he got taken out by Audrey-Sip here. That's his first kill. NR did their best to counterattack in this situation, but most of them are dead now. As a consequence. Yeah, there's Nemesis showing up. 8 years, 7 months. About how long we've been doing this gig. Smoke grenades going out. Blue 4 and Op 4 pretty much intermingled here. The question is, do Op 4 have 5 more players in the red zone than Blue 4? That could change on a dime, so I'm not going to do a count just yet. And then it's a matter of, do we have less than 10 Blue 4 players yet? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Op 4 are going to get the 10-player supremacy bonus, but Op 4, let's see, we've got 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 7, 18. So Op 4 need to get 7 more casualties for Blue 4 to get that bonus, but with the amount of Blue 4 we have, I think they might have it. Settler needs to do the double tap. There we go. More grenades going off in this building. You see that it has the damage texture. Neves, I don't know if he realizes this, but he might end up killing the building here. Every grenade's doing a little bit of damage to the building itself. I'd love to see Neves accidentally blow this building off and kill 4 people and himself. More grenades going. That one's going to go wide. Fragmentation from the grenades doesn't do any damage. It's the explosion happening in a building that does damage. He might be trying to loot grenades and just collapse the building at this point. That's a valid strategy. He's crawling around. Ah, he didn't see Defraud right there, though. Yes, he did. And Defraud goes at the worst angle to get knocked. Neve's now running up. Looking over here real quick. We got Overdrive pushing from the building. Those two are still camping him. Yep, they just try to fire a GL into his area. Blue Fort literally down to 1-2, and then the 4-man garrison right here. That could change him up. Defraud wakes back up. As Neves is trying to peer him. Defraud knows he's coming, though. Shots rain in. Possibly at Grav right there. Yep, he's prone, so he got hit in the leg. The CQC here is intense, as these guys are constantly trying to find angles on each other. I'm not sure if Defraud has an angle, though, to see that outside area right there, as Neves has now changed angles. This is a really good spot to watch, though. Your blind spot is your right side, though, but you have to assume that your friendlies are covering that side. You got another guy watching this angle right here, though. Oh, my God. He saw him through the little window right here and took Defraud out as he was watching that window. He's moving up to loot him. Could he wake back up, though? I think he just took the grenades. He's totally grenading. He knows he can take this building out, I bet. Gets the double tap. 4 kills for Neves. A little bit of AT right there, too. Not sure if it was spent. He's going to smoke it. Whitcourt's, I think, found an angle on this player here and is making him panic. Throws the grenade in there and gets a kill after cooking it. 5 kills for Neves. Can he do it again? I wonder if I think this is my angel. And he's just stuck camping after watching his buddy get blown away. Welcome to the big leagues, Sonny. Oh, he's got a kill, but damn, he must be terrified in there. He's trying to get an angle to see if he can jump floors. He technically could if he runs to this side. But he must know pushing that's going to be a death sentence. Times the grenade just right. Makes Angel run up, but it got caught in the slit up here. And I guess Angel got protected by it somehow. Neves is going to think it's clear now, but it's not. Frag is thrown, but this is causing more and more damage to this building. Every grenade that goes off, I'm waiting to see what will be the last grenade that actually destroys the building. Meanwhile, looks like they killed Overdrive. Completed by East. So they did have a 5... Yeah, they definitely had the 5-person advantage. They're down to a few people right here. 20 minutes left. This is GG. Angel knocks Neves back and ends his kill streak of 5. Double tap, Angel. There it is. This player, he's taking double tapping shots by Wiki Quartz. He just can't seem to get the hit there. Let's see if he puts one more mag into it. He might also think it's just a dead body at this point. Nope, there we go. 2 blue, 4 remaining. There is... The only way blue 4 could theoretically still win this is if these two somehow kill all of op 4. And they have to both still be alive because they either have to kill everyone in the yellow zone and have one person still alive, or one op 4 player in the zone and 2 blue 4 alive, because you have to have a 1-player advantage in the zone. And op 4 is now sending their reserves in to clear this out. You're just going to see a freaking op 4 bonsai charge at this point. If Angel had the Seymour mags, I'd say he has a chance, but I don't want to caster curse him, guys. We know where this is going. One team of 4 is in, the other team of 4 is on standby. They're not going to overwhelm the position. Oh, no. I don't think Angel has a dead man switch. Hey, Luke, what's up? Because I don't think either side were given dead man switches for this one, you know? Oh, now you got even more op 4 now rushing in from... So both groups of 4 are now in. It's... I wonder how anxious these 2 blue 4 players feel hearing all of those footsteps under them. They'll maybe be able to get some pickoffs at first until they, you know, start hearing shots raining out. You got Grav holding that stairwell, and then Angel's holding the other. They're going to be as good as a 30-round mag can be versus whatever's in front of them. How did you get knocked out? Wiki Quartz trying to see from the opposite angle here if he can see anybody. Might have seen a glimpse of Angel here. He does. So the question is, does anyone have a GL to put up there? Bad bounce on the grenade, but again, every grenade that goes off is going to damage this building. That would be really funny if this building got taken out and took a bunch of op 4 guys out with it. Still be a op 4 victory, but... Hearing more crackles of grenades and whatnot. I'm doing good, buddy. Hope you're doing okay, too. Can Angel rat his way out of this one? I don't think so. There's a smoke GL that came up in here. Another grenade goes in, gets a bad bounce. Templar is probably going to kill himself for that one. Yep. It's funny, Op 4 know exactly what they need to do, but they can't seem to figure it out. I'm waiting to see Op 4 just say F it and charge. I think they're trying to shoot through the little slit here, but they can't. So where's the first shooter going to come in, from the top or the bottom? From the bottom, Angel gets the first kill. Oh, well. They're retreating to the top at this point. One grenade. Angel gets taken out as he tries to come down. Grav overextending himself and gets flanked as he tries to take out Rorbell, and that is GG. Op 4 victory. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back in 3 hours for POG. I am going to go work on various other things. Thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. We'll be back in 3 hours for Pay for Pain. Don't mind me. I'm just going to drop that there. Otherwise, cheers, guys, and have a good one. Spam BMP3s and Pay for Pain tonight.